Happy Homemaker here. Maybe you missed me. Maybe? Possibly? Well, say yes anyway. I felt it was respectful to take a little time off so we could all reflect on Black Lives Matter and honor the memory of George Floyd. So saying, today I'd like to talk a little bit, sorry about that, about activism. And what are you doing? Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? To be silent is to be complicit. That's the sign I saw this morning on my bike ride. So, I think the place to start is here. Now I know this looks like a dresser because it is a dresser. However, I just came back from a bike ride and I put a t-shirt into the hamper. This is the stinky t-shirt that I put into the hamper. It's for the Parkinson's Walk in 2016. Our friend Rob, may he rest in peace, organized a team because his wife, Randy, has really severe Parkinson's. I actually made a donation that year but did not do the walk. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I couldn't do the walk, so I made a donation in honor of Randy. But a little bit later, Rob said, I got a t-shirt for you. We're gonna make a trade. And he gave me this t-shirt, and in exchange, Rob asked for one of these t-shirts, which I gladly gave him. Life is short, bring on the temptation seems incredibly appropriate to say right now during COVID-19. This shirt dates back from 2003 when I worked at Lincoln High School as the drama teacher, and I thought, this would make a great t-shirt to sell when the Temptations came to the school to sing, to raise money. Unfortunately, it was not a money maker. Unfortunately, the principal put in new rules and wouldn't allow my kids to sell in the areas they normally would have sold. By the way, all the vendors were upset. And some of the kids decided to keep t-shirts, and I didn't have a good system of tracking who got what. Long story long, I had an abundance of extra shirts. My friend Carolyn Black loved them because she's a music person. And she bought a few, and I sold them to her at cost, of course. And I gave them to people who asked for them, who didn't get one for free, people in my school. And I kept one for myself, one for my husband, probably one for each of my daughters. And I had an extra one in my drawer, and that belonged to Rob. But the shirt made me start thinking, what do I have in t-shirts? Maybe it's time to take stock, maybe get rid of some, maybe to organize them. So help me take a look. Are you ready? It looks like a good job is going to have to follow because this drawer is really full. And indeed, what I'm going to do is start taking shirts out. All right, so let's get started. I have arranged the t-shirts in piles. And in a moment, I'm going to start stories about them, and you can listen or not. By the way, before I dig through, there are two t-shirts that I intend to put in the hamper. I wore one last night, and I wore one yesterday. Before I throw them in the hamper, let me start there. The first, Jack Johnson, 2013, The Tour, and Tamara Michelle Litt, Took Me. He's terrific. If you don't know his music, you should. And he just turned 45, so God bless and happy birthday. He played up in a place in, I believe, Harlem, an old theater, a movie theater that now does concerts, or used to do concerts. Let's hope it'll be back. It was a great place to see a concert. And the second t-shirt may not be the oldest t-shirt that I have. In fact, it can't be, because this is from the 2014 AIDS walk. It is definitely the most comfortable. I love the Keith Haring on the front, but it has seen better days. I keep it as a sleeping shirt because I don't know what they did, but the material in this thing is so comfortable, I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. Okay, back to the drawer. So this one we already saw, and let me tell you that in addition to this shirt, I used to do t-shirts every show that I directed when I was in Bronxville. I do not have any of those t-shirts anymore. Richard does. We're not even going to go there. If I showed his t-shirt collection, you'd say this could take a year. So we're going to skip that. So I am, however, going to say that this is a t-shirt. It was actually Danielle's, and we went to see what show? What show did we go see? That's right, Streetcar Named Desire, and I bought her a t-shirt. Next, speaking of Danielle, you know Danielle went to college. She's college educated, and she went to the University of North Carolina. Carolina mom, that's me. And then I also have a Carolina basketball shirt, which really was Richard's, but he lost some weight and he gave it to me. And a Tar Heel shirt that my friend Shannon, who also went to UNC, by the way, I got my graduate degree there. They're still looking for me to see if I paid for it. Anyway, Sharon gave me that as a gift, which was a really wonderful gift. Thank you, wherever you are, Shannon. Okie dokie. Now, my younger daughter, Tamara, is a college graduate also, and I am a New Paltz mom. And once again, I have more than one shirt from Tamara's education. And I have a New Paltz Hawk shirt. If you don't know that, New Paltz is the Hawks. And if you go up to New Paltz, you can see Hawks flying around. And if you go to a game or something, you can see the guy in the Hawk suit. Of course, if you go down to UNC, you can see some dude running around and see if I have a picture in a mascot suit too. But I don't see it. Okay, and then this is Katolika, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Tamara did her senior year abroad for a semester. Unlike other kids, she did senior year, and we got to go to Italy and visit, and she really loved it, and this was a great experience for her. And for us. All right, music shirts next, perhaps. Remember, oldest to most recent. Okay, I am an ardent WFUV supporter. Yes, I am a, what do you call that, sustaining member. I'm sustained by them, they're sustained by me. Tamara and I, you can see who the music child is these days. Tamara. We went up to the Capitol Theater and saw Amos Lee, the Spirit Tour. That was my idea, by the way. I love Amos Lee. I think he's terrific. And Richard and I, because of my good friend Muggsy, I said to Muggsy, she likes to go and watch this next guy. And I said to her, listen, if you ever have an extra ticket, let me know. And lo and behold, she called one year and said, I have extra tickets to see Bruce Springsteen Wrecking Ball tour. Are you interested? And I said, yes, I am interested. And with that, we bought 2 tickets and we went. And I had never been to a Springsteen concert before. And it's one of those things where everybody knows all the words and everybody stands up. Now, the good news is I like Springsteen, but I'm not an aficionado. He happened to play songs that I knew. So I stood up. I mostly swayed. I didn't. Some I joined in on. I'm not sure I know the lyrics, but it was really, to me, amazing. Should I tell you what happened with Richard? Okay, wasn't his thing. So he actually left before the end of the concert, which was fine, because I stayed, and I'm glad I went. And thank you, Muggsy. All right, what is this? Ooh, another WFUV shirt. By the way, there is going to be a hole in this collection because one shirt was pretty cool. And guess who I gave it to? You got it. I gave it to Tamara. This one I love. Peace, love, music. And you notice how white it is? That's because it's still clean. This is the newest shirt that they sent. And I have a good reputation for schmutzing shirts. All right, I'm gonna go now to places we visited, I call these. We went to Israel. We went to see Danielle, Moshe, Danielle, Michael, Richard, and me. We stayed on a kibbutz, and we bought t-shirts after kibbutz Keturah for everybody. That was our most recent visit. Unfortunately, it's looking like that was a really long time ago. It was last November. That's another story for another day. When are we going? I don't know. Okay, moving right along. This is not the cat in the hat. This is the moose in the hat. We have really good friends, Lori and Dan. Hello, Lori and Dan. They invite us up to Maine every year, except for this year, but I understand what happened. I'm not holding it against anybody. Seriously, they're always so generous of spirit and heart, and we love them dearly. And we went to Maine, and I bought that t-shirt for me and a matching one for my granddaughter. So I love to wear it at the same time that she's wearing it. Rock and roll! All right, so those of you who know Richard and me know that we took a baseball stadium tour. Don't ask me when because, well, sometime in the past. I have it written down somewhere. We took a baseball stadium tour. And when we went on that tour, I bought a t-shirt. The baseball stadium tour was one of the highlight vacations, I have to say, for Richard and for me. We went Pittsburgh, and by the way, he planned out the whole thing, 2 games in each city. We went Pittsburgh to Cleveland, to Detroit, to Chicago, and we ended in Milwaukee where my brother lives. So it was just a wonderful experience, good baseball, met great people. We had a wonderful time. God willing, we'll get to do another baseball tour someday. All right, this is from Down Deep. It's my only tie-dye. You should see my friend Mandy. She has a huge collection of tie-dye shirts. She also has all of the theater shirts from Bronxville that I no longer have. And that shirt is from Hawaii. God bless Ann Randolph. I am an Ann Randolph groupie. And what do? I've been to 3 workshops and I've met fabulous people. And all of those fabulous people are in my heart, totally. And that shirt, I went to Kauai and took a workshop. And going to Hawaii was a dream deferred. I never thought I was going to get there. And when Ann said, I'm doing a workshop in Hawaii, I thought, oh, I'd love to go. And my husband, being my husband, Richard is the most generous of spirits, said, you should go. And I said, no, way too expensive. And at that moment, I got a godsend. JetBlue offered flights with Hawaiian Air using points from JetBlue. So I flew to Hawaii on points and had to pay for lodging and the workshop, and the whole thing was magic. I'm so glad I experienced that. I've been to Anne's workshops 3 times. I should charge her for this sales pitch. The first one was only a weekend up at Kripalu, fabulous. The second one was Kauai, and the third one was the Omega Institute up in New York State, Rhinebeck. And if you're going to say to me, well, which one was the best? The answer is all 3. And blessings to all of you that I know because of Anne Randolph. And you too, Anne. Okay, enough commercializing for her. Let me do the 3 shirts that are just kind of random a little bit. Okay, so I'm in Hawaii. And I started running. I was doing a run for me. And what did I see? There was a run. A whole run being done. And I thought, okay, what the heck? Finished my run, went to the people organizing and said, listen, I didn't sign up, but I just did the run. Could I register and buy a t-shirt? I really wanted the t-shirt. And they said yes. So I did. I have to confess, I did not tell them this. I did not run the distance. But I did run, and it was a lot. It was great. It was just absolutely great. Okay, then Tamara Michelle Litt and me, we went to Disney. Not that this t-shirt is mine, of course I borrowed it from someone, but if the shoe fits, wear it. Stay away from me when I'm grumpy. That's just a warning. This is kind of a bummer. I hope it's not a bummer, but it might be a bummer. A friend of mine, Stephanie Gross, did a GoFundMe. She and her husband opened some kind of a games video bar in Brooklyn, and I said sure, I could help, and I gave them a contribution, and I got a t-shirt. And why is that a bummer? Because I don't know if the bar's operating and how they fared, and I'm truthfully afraid to ask. God bless. Thank you, COVID-19. And then this, yep, that's not my house. Actually, I can't remember if I'm Hufflepuff. I forget. Although, you know what? Right now, I just reread the first Harry Potter book, and I'm going to read them all, except one's missing. So if you have an extra Harry Potter, maybe the 5th book or something, I'll let you know. I could sure use it. Anyway, Slytherin. This shirt, Tamara bought me, and she got one for her, because we went to Broadway to see the Harry Potter show. Now, I gotta tell you, I was a little skeptical. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect much. I can't even remember the title, you know how the brain is. But they had a Slytherin night, and they offered tickets that were very reasonable, and she really wanted to see it. By the way, I entered and won the lottery, and I could not get that child because of who she is, integrity, unlike her mother. I couldn't get her to take an hour off during the week so we could hit the matinee and then hit the evening. God bless, but if you get the chance and the lottery comes, no, when you get the chance, when the lottery comes back, enter. Because after all, I won tickets. I never got Hamilton that way, but I did get to see Hamilton, which was also pretty cool. That's another story. That was another godsend. That's because of one of the people that I met through Anne Randolph, and she had an extra ticket. And years later, she called and said, would you like to go? And I say, got it. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. See, it's all up here. Anyway, I know I was talking about Hamilton, but I was incredibly impressed by that show. It's all magic with special effects. Forget about the script is silly, and the reason for the play is silly to my opinion. But the special effects, and then you do the first day and you go, meh. But the second day, wow. Okay, back to Hamilton. So I get this call, and a friend of mine from Ann's workshop, Sandy Huddle, said, Barbara, would you like to go? I said, depends. How much is the ticket? And it's the day my daughter's going back to Israel with her family. It was a matinee. We could get Danielle, Moshe, Aya, and Michael to the airport on time. I could get to the theater on time. I said, and how much is the ticket? And Sandy said, it's my treat. I gotta tell you, Hamilton blew me away. And there's a piece of it that I just saw the tape version with Richard and Tamara. We watched it, $6.99 on Disney. But anyway, there was one thing missing, which was you could not really appreciate the brilliance of the lighting and the way they used the turntable of the stage. I'm telling you, every aspect of that show is magic. I just can't believe this man's brain, Lin-Manuel. It boggles the mind that he could write this. Bless you, and I just thank you for giving this to us as a gift. Perhaps that's a good place to go to the last pile of t-shirts. These are my political t-shirts. This is the biggest bulk of my t-shirts. This, the original March on Washington, 2004. I don't know if the women's rights movement has gotten everything we've marched for beginning on that date, but we're a work in progress. Those of you who know me know that I work at the West Side Y, and if you work at the West Side Y once a year, they do, I don't know if it's still called this, the Strong Kids campaign, and I contribute, and I get t-shirts. So there's one, I don't know, I contribute every year. I think I definitely have a long sleeve, I don't know. Anyway, I have others. This is an instructor shirt. I have another instructor shirt, but that is in the Y in my locker, as is another Strong Kids campaign. I'll get them back eventually. We're going to open again. You probably know this, I teach swimming. So I'm in the library one day, and I'm a big supporter of New York City libraries, not monetarily, although I am absolutely a member. Thanks to my friend Claire, I got a membership. And they were selling those t-shirts to raise money. I think they were $5 or $10. So I bought one, and I'm talking to the guard, and I asked him if he had one, and he said no. I went back, gave another $10 to the person selling them, and bought him one. So there you go. This one is honoring my friend Lauren, and Lauren is my friend Linda's niece. Got the two words confused. And I did the MS walk in her honor, and God bless. They will find a cure. This is another women's march, but this one, not with Danielle. This one was with Tamara. So, God bless. We are making progress, but slow. I'm not going to unfold these. You know what these are, right? Yep. Those are my AIDS Walk t-shirts. One a year. I've been doing them forever. All right. My buddy Colin. Colin's an interesting dude. I went to Hunter and was taking a class in playwriting, and I have to say Colin was probably one of the most impressive people in the class. So old Colin announces to Holly, the instructor, and myself that he is going to join the armed forces. And Holly and I were like, I think it's wonderful to serve your country. I think you must have bravery and fortitude, and God bless him. He joined. And things got a little awry, shall we say, with beliefs of the armed forces, and people might have different ideas and sexual preferences than others, whatever. And he joined the infantry. And thank God he came back whole. Bless his little heart. And Colin gave me a t-shirt. I think maybe it was because I sent him care packages. I'm not sure. I would send him plays to read, and I sent him a huge thing of candy for Halloween. Thank God he survived. And thank you for serving your country. Okie dokie. Here's another person who's serving his country, or should serve his country. All right, what can I say? 45, do not pass go. Do not be president, please. All right, next, Tamara gave me this. Do more good, be the source. And truthfully, I think she got it for free. But it's a wonderful t-shirt, and you can tell it's kind of new because it's not too dirty. And the last and final t-shirt, the newest t-shirt, I'm sorry I had to buy this, but after George Floyd was killed, murdered, I got a Black Lives Matter, which I know they do. But one of the reasons that I wanted this shirt was because on the back they have the pictures, God bless, of those, some of those who died. And when I was teaching, I had an incredibly teachable moment, unfortunately, when Trayvon Martin died. I was teaching 10th grade English, and the kids didn't know who he was or what happened. And I figured I'd walk in and they'd all know. And that day they didn't know, so I opened up the smart board, took out the New York Times, and they started reading. The next day, in protest, they all wore hoodies to the school. And what happened? The principal was livid, just livid. Little did she know that I had a hand in that. That should be don't ask, don't tell. Teaching as a subversive activity. Okay, guess what? That's my t-shirt collection. Someday we will march again. Someday we will travel again. Someday we will go to concerts again. Someday we will go to plays again. Someday we will go to high schools. We will go to colleges again. And when we do, God bless each and every one of us and help us to remember how slim that cord is that keeps us alive.